Nestled in the center of Mozambique, Gorongosa National Park symbolizes all that troubles, frustrates, and at once inspires Africa. The 1,500 square mile swath of lush wetlands, savannas, and forests is alive again with the promise of recovery following a drawn-out and destructive civil war, a brutal conflict that upended the coastal nation and all but decimated the national park.
There was this park that was this amazing park in the 60s and 70s with huge herds of animals that were very dense and a very popular tourist destination, and it had been destroyed in Mozambique's long civil war.
Mozambique's civil war lasted 17 years after the country won its independence from Portugal in the mid-70s. During the war, Gorongosa became a refuge for rebels who embraced the park as a source of cover and food. In addition to slaughtering animals, soldiers transformed Gorongosa into a battlefield, fighting there and laying landmines to kill their enemies. When the war ended in 1992, villagers returned to rebuild their homes. But they poached animals to feed their families and cleared land by setting fires, further destroying the landscape. A few years ago, after 3 decades of devastation, hope returned to Gorongosa in the form of philanthropist Greg Carr. The American businessman believes that restoring Gorongosa and creating an ecotourism industry is a key to reconstructing Mozambique and improving education, health, and living standards there.
I'm going to work hard to bring lots of tourists here so that we can create lots of employment for your community.
Carr has pledged $40 million over 30 years to help Mozambicans make that happen.
I think that one of the things that Carr has done that I think is a really important, that I really do believe in and I think will work, is that he very much came at this and said, you know what, Mozambicans who live here will help themselves too. You know, these people are going to, if we can help create an environment where people can take advantage of it, they will.
Reporter Stephanie Haynes writes about Gorongosa National Park in the May 2007 issue of Smithsonian Magazine. In a suburban St. Louis, Missouri high school, Haynes shares with students some of the challenges facing Gorongosa and Mozambique.
There's a whole slew of problems that they're having to deal with. Health is a big issue for the people around Gorongosa, and HIV/AIDS is certainly the most well-known health issue in that part of Africa, but malaria is humongous. It can just be it's devastating that population.
Stephanie Haynes' appearance in this classroom is part of the pilot project for Global Gateway, an educational initiative launched by St. Louis public television station KETC, the Pulitzer Center on Crisis Reporting, and a variety of media and educational partners. Pulitzer Center is committed to funding the reporting of underreported international news, such as the Gorongosa story.
I mean, I remember for me, when Stephanie became aware of it and started describing it, that, you know, I was looking at it and I did the same thing. I was looking at Nexus and I realized that I can't believe that nobody has done this story. That this is because this is a man who was quite prominent, American philanthropist, well known for other things. He started the Carr Human Rights Center at Harvard, as you may have seen in the story, and so he's known. But no media out, no magazine or newspaper had done this kind of feature that Stephanie did in the Smithsonian.
Beyond its informational value, features like the Gorongosa story can illuminate a range of lessons students learn in school and enhance their classroom experience.
To push our young people to think differently about the problem that everybody sees. You know, it's not a matter, well, not everyone sees it, of course, that is the problem, but once a problem is observed, then how can we think differently about it?
You know, if any of you are inspired by Gorongosa and you want to do something, sort of take him up on that. Sort of, you know, keep at him. Say you want to take on this issue. Maybe you want to go there a year from now. Maybe some of you want to go volunteer and work there. There's a lot of work to be done.
If the story of Gorongosa National Park inspires students to think differently, that's a great first step.
I'll read the Gorongosa article and I'll be like, wow, that's really sad, but I am a junior in high school and I can't go over and help the people there. I can do fundraisers, but is my money really going to get to Africa? And it's kind of like, well, I care about it and I'm reading about it and I'm interested in it, but there's no outlet. I have nothing to do about it. And that's kind of frustrating for me. So I sat and listened to them talk about how we should care about all these issues, but I don't understand because I'm caring about them, but I'm not doing anything about it.
If it drives them to become involved, that's an enormous leap.
I would like to get more involved, if it's donating maybe, or even going over there and helping out, like mission trip or something, you know, like go help out for a month and like maybe teach if necessary, or just be with the kids or help them learn that they can get schooling and better life.